Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome to the 2024. Hello, lacrosse friends. Welcome to the 2024 Baggataway Cup Super Sixes Showcase. We are live from Kiwanis Field in St. Catharines. I'm Stephen Stamp with Jim Lowe and Diamond Jim. We have got an exciting game here between the Mohawk Mountaineers and the Milton Chaos. And you know more about Sixes than most people that I know.
I'll tell you, I'm so excited to be part of this historic CUFLA broadcast. And fans, if you have not seen Sixes lacrosse, you are in for a treat today. You take the fastest game on 2 feet and you supercharge it, and that's what Sixes lacrosse is all about. Buckle your seatbelts because this is going to be a wild one, Stanford.
Score predictions?
It's going to be double digits for both teams, I can
Okay.
tell you that. And with the quality of talent we have on the field today, we could easily see one of these teams get over 20 goals.
We play 4 8-minute quarters, running time. The last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter are stop time if the score is within 3 goals. We have 5 runners per side for those of you who aren't familiar with Sixes, plus a goalie, hence the name, and rosters of 12 up to 12 players. So there's not a huge roster. There's a lot of running, substitutions on the fly, face-offs only at the beginning of each quarter, and away, and yeah.
Run and gun is the term of the day. You'll see when a goal is scored, you immediately pick that ball up and you move it down the field. There's a lot more limited contact than we would see in box lacrosse, but really Sixes, which is going to be in the LA Olympics, takes the best elements of field lacrosse, the best elements of box lacrosse, puts them together, and we roll, and we're ready for this opening face-off.
And there we go. That is one of 4 face-offs we will see in this game, unless, I guess, we go to overtime, in which case we would have another. The Milton Chaos get the first possession. They are a mix of junior and senior field players from Milton Chaos programs and some folks from KW. And there's the first shot of the game taken by Eric Snyder.
Snyder's a guy to keep an eye on. He's a former OJCLL MVP. Big body, great hands. Watch number 3 in black.
Twister shot the other way. That's Thomas Crossley, a Six Nations rebel.
Crossley may be the only guy out here your size, Stanford.
He's close. I was talking to them, and yeah, he's a pretty big dude. Here's a great chance driving the lane. There's almost the first goal of the game. That was Evan Gray just missing wide. And one thing you notice immediately, of course, there's no backup like in traditional field. Goaltender is heading ahead. This is Nick Pilon playing net for the Mountaineers. Alex Como has been the primary goalie for the club. There's Dawson Brown, number 9. He'll feed it down. Brown, who just signed with the Georgia Swarm, will be heading to their camp next week. And there's a save. Yes, it gets by. That one stopped. But Mateo Baudin, wow. And there's the first goal. And that's what happens when there's a goal scored. You just grab the ball and keep going. We can have another one right here. No, that's a nice save.
Now, the other really important thing about this game is you notice it's not a traditional CUFLA powerhouse in orange there. That is the Mohawk Mountaineers, who are a college in Hamilton. And it's great to see CUFLA starting to spread its wings and bringing all these amazing college athletes into the field.
Mohawk, who's played 7 games. This will be their 8th game of the season as they are preparing. They would love to have a college league going. They have a 2-0 lead in this game after that really nice shot there. That was, I got to double check, that was Jack Biro, another Six Nations rebel. And now quickly back the other way as Eric Snyder almost gets the first one for the Chaos. They have not been playing Sixes. They have only been playing the traditional field lacrosse style.
A lot of great box players on this Milton Chaos team, though. So,
there's another one.
Snipe down low, and you're going to see a lot of that. The goalies do not have any padding down low. Shooting low is what we coach our players to do in Sixes because you don't have those giant field nets either.
Milton gets their first goal. That's a nice run from E.J. Kelleher. And the Mountaineers are on the board.
Kelleher, a product of the Wilmot Wild Junior C team. Oh,
and that was about 4 seconds till Thomas James Richardson Bonner gets to that one.
Here, Stamper, so quick down the field, and another goal. This is what Sixes is all about.
Jackson Martin with that one, and basically I'm doing the scorebug here, and that's almost a full-time job, getting the scores up. Here's a drive by Dawson Brown. Absolutely leaves his man behind. Beautiful little skipper to put that one home.
No time to celebrate, no time to admire your goal. You got to get back on D. Oh, great save there.
Yeah, Nick Pilon with a nice job to get that one. And the outlet pass, and the Mountaineers immediately putting the pressure on. There's Jack Biro. Will hand it off. Nice little fake. Beautiful day here in St. Catharines. It was a little chilly yesterday. Biro's going to rip on that as a beauty. And it's 5-2.
One of the other key differences between Sixes and traditional field is that the goalie cannot cross center, so you won't see those goalie runs that you'll sometimes get in a great field game.
That is a little sad.
It is.
I picture this being like Wayne Colley running the power play or the extra man for Brooklyn back in the day.
Snyder now moving the ball up the field for a quick change. Beautiful shot.
They get it out to Dawson Brown.
Get worn out.
I know. And it's pretty sunny. It's a bit of a glare, so I'm having to chase the marker around on the computer a little bit. Here's a nice deke through traffic, and that high shot tucked home. That was Thomas Crossley.
Yeah, having that extra reach, as you well know as a tall man, Stephen, that extra reach with this type of space is just deadly.
Milton trying to push forward. Well, it's not far to push forward. They're trying to get a good shooting lane as Joel Snyder takes a look. Joel Snyder is the son of Jeff Snyder, right?
Well, which Jeff Snyder do you mean?
I mean the Jeff Snyder that is coaching this team, not the face-off wizard. Oh, that's yeah. You thought Eric was? Okay, maybe it is Eric. I'm trying to think how Jeff spells his last name because Eric's with a Y and Jeff is with an I. Oh, sorry. Joel is with an I.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So 7-3, and there's a rip from the outside. I mean, what serves from the outside in Sixes? That's almost center.
Yeah, as you will have noticed on the broadcast, the field is much smaller, much closer to box lacrosse dimensions, and it really changes the game for some of these field players. Great save.
Mateo Baudin with a great stop, but it goes straight back to the Mountaineers. Oh, that's just missed, and it'll roll out of bounds.
You know, goalies are a different breed to begin with, but to play net in Sixes, you have to have a special kind of love of punishment because you just get shellacked even when you got a great D in front of you.
I remember talking to Dylan Ward after the initial International Sixes tournament, and he was saying, yeah, it's very different. You have to, I mean, as a goalie, you have to be okay with getting scored on anyway, but you have to just prepare that you're going to give up maybe 10 or 15 goals in 32 minutes. Pass down low, just a little bit far. That'll get past the end line.
Stephen, we were talking about Mohawk and all the great athletes there are in Ontario and Canadian colleges. And the really great thing about Sixes is it's so easy to develop a program. You only need a dozen players. You don't need a large facility. And I'm really excited to see what CUFLA is going to do at the college level.
And I mean, nothing set in stone for that yet, but certainly Mohawk would love to get something kind of formal going, I think. But for the time being, we're just looking at, just showcasing this game.
Another beautiful shot. That's the limited contact really gives offensive players an ability to get in that extra move, that extra step. And we see it pay off with goal after goal after goal.
Yeah, that was Carter Brown. I'm fairly sure it's 9-5. I could be wrong. We have 8-4 up on the board. We'll have to double check. Maybe I gave them too many goals. But we've got 9 seconds left. Milton trying to get a last moment shot. What a save. And then racing out after that loose ball, Nick Pilon. That was a great play.
Joel Snyder absolutely robbed the top of the crease.
So we have a 2-minute break. We're going to assume that I was wrong, and then it's 8-4 for the Mohawk Mountaineers. And what game now? The Mountaineers, as we said, they've played 7 games. So this, they're 8th of the season, and they've got Andy Secor coaching, who's an assistant coach with the Georgia Swarm. They're up against a Milton club that hasn't played sixes. This is their first 8 minutes of sixes they've just played.
Yeah, and I think we need to give a shout out to Andy because he isn't just coaching; he's
Yes.
building a program
Yes.
at Mohawk, and it's very impressive. Last year, it was a walk-on team.
Mm-hmm.
They had players who had never picked up a lacrosse stick in their lives. This year, they've got high-level lacrosse players from Junior B. They've got an NLL prospect, player who's been in the NCAA. Like, this is a legitimate lacrosse team that Andy has built, and huge credit to him. But we also need to give a shout out to the Chaos because for their first sixes game, they are right in this. They're hanging in there, and 4 goals in sixes is nothing, Stanford.
Yeah. Although it's interesting because I've watched the games and talked to people about it. And 4 goals, a 4-goal lead is nothing, but at the same time, it can also be devastatingly hard to overcome. Because it's hard to get on runs necessarily. It's hard to stop the other team from coming back and scoring.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Stephen. You don't see the runs that you'll see in box lacrosse. Like you watch an NLL game and the team will go on a 6-7 goal run. You don't see that in sixes because you get 1, maybe you get 2, and then all of a sudden there's one in the back of your own net.
Yeah, and it's funny. You're talking about goaltending and how important it is. about a handful of things, Jim. We're going to. I want to talk about defense because you talked about how you can't hit. There's no body checking in this game. You have to play a very different style. And I remember the first few games I saw, which was pretty high level. Some Canada, U.S. showing international stuff, and it was. I didn't love it because I didn't think you could play defense. And then you watch the World Games in Birmingham, Alabama, and to me, the Canadian men showed how you can play defense, and Brooklyn Walker Welch for Canada, who I thought was probably the best player in that tournament, showed you how you can play defense in this game effectively, which is not easy, but you can do it.
It's thinking person's defense.
Yeah.
You can't just rely on your physicality. You can't rely on your brute strength. You can't just hammer a guy down. You've got to outthink your opponent, and you've got to be in the right place 2 steps ahead of them.
Yeah. When Brooklyn Walker Welch, I think, is a great example because she also played for Canada at the World Lacrosse Box Championships in Utica 3-4 weeks ago now, I guess, and was terrific there as they won a silver medal. Had a couple times where she just blew up players who were trying to cover her. She's a defensive player, defensive transition, and she was taking off and just running people over at both ends of the floor.
Well, she's got that perfect mix of smarts because she's
Yeah.
one of the smartest players in the game, man or woman.
Yeah.
But then she's got that athleticism, and as you said, like, she can just blow through her opponents. And of all the players that we've seen at various World Championships in all 3 versions of the sport,
Yeah.
She may be the most tailor-made for sixes.
Yeah, and it's funny because here I am talking about her blowing people up, about the physical play she shows in box, and yet I thought she was, like I said, the best defender in sixes where you can't actually hit people. And that speaks to what you said, the intelligence. She's been playing for so long. I actually had a really nice story. When in Utica for the Worlds, a Whippy Rush player, Sasha McDonald, was doing some play-by-play and color commentary, and she was telling me I had her in doing some. We're doing some games at the ILA earlier in the summer just to get used to doing for her because she was new to it. So just practice, and we're calling some games, and she told me this wonderful story about when she was playing for Team O years ago. A young girl came up to her, a young girl of color, and Sasha's a woman of color, and said, "I've never seen a lacrosse player that looks like me. I'm so happy to see you." And Sasha was like, "Oh, great." And it was Brooklyn speaking to Sasha, and Sasha gave her Team O jersey when the game was done. And Brooklyn asked her to sign her jersey, and I think Sasha gave her a jersey, and Brooklyn put it up on her wall when she was, I'm going to say 10, 11 years old and playing. And then, 10 years later, Sasha is commenting on games that Brooklyn is playing.
Absolutely incredible story, Steve. And representation is so important in sports, but particularly in lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're blessed. We have a sport that's full of Indigenous players.
Yeah.
But beyond really, those 2 demographics, we don't see that same growth. And the OLA has promoted the idea of lacrosse is for everyone, and it really is. And it's just examples of that, and having role models and leaders there to inspire kids wherever their families may have come from initially to play the greatest game on the planet. Let's be frank. I love that. So
you're getting fired up, Jim.
Yeah.
You're getting fired up. And you know what? It's whatever race, creed, color you are. It's great to have the representation and the role models of the players that we see. I mean, the national team players we've seen at the World Games, and of course coming to the Olympics. It's such an interesting process leading up to the Olympics because it's a small team. You look at the teams from the World Championships, and you've got Canada. Obviously, the players in 28 are going to largely be guys who are on that team, and then some of the up-and-comers, some of the young guys. But I think somebody like a Jake Boudreau, I mean, Josh Byrne, Dane Smith, obviously. Now, Dane Smith, he's going to be in his early to mid-30s, right? He is. He doesn't
watch him this summer.
I did. I don't.
He plays like he's 25.
He does. So I don't know. Does it make a difference? Maybe not.
I think the short games and the small playing surface, and plus just the conditioning of athletes these days. I think Dane Smith can still play at that level at that time, but there's a lot of opportunity for injuries, and Father Time catches up to all of us. But I would count on him being there just before we resume,
Yeah.
you mentioned the Whitney Rush, and
Yes.
that's why I think Canada's women are going to dominate sixes because we have, and I know you did the finals for women's major series this
Mhm.
year. It's the best women's box lacrosse league on the planet, and they're going to transition so smoothly to the sixes game.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see our women's national team in
Yes.
LA.
And, speaking of the women's major series, there were women have come over from Ireland and Germany to play. There's a player from England who I think is going to be playing this year who is, and all these people were a lot of these people were at Worlds. And it's fabulous to see the growth internationally. And it's so important. And the other cool thing about Worlds was I talked to Terry Rayner with Lacrosse Canada that Mohawk throws away that first ball. Actually, it was tipped by the Chaos, so it's going to return to the Mountaineers. And he was saying they went and counted how many Canadians. Nice save again by Baudouin. How many Canadians were coaching teams at the World Championships? And it was in the 70s. Unbelievable among the 38 teams that were there. 38 teams. So pretty fantastic.
Chad Culp coaching Team Israel.
There you go.
One of the many Canadians on benches.
Jason Crosby also on that bench, of course. Here's a chance for Milton. What a finish. Nice pass inside, and the shot down by Carter Brown low.
I believe this is Milton's first lead of the game.
Yeah, and I'm not convinced they're actually ahead, personally. But, we're going to go with what the official scores have put up, and we're going to switch it up and put Milton ahead. Oh, what a shot. A hard rip, but another great save by Baudouin. Now, is the change less for goalies in sixes from field because they're still... Oh, there's a great rip by Brown to tie it back up.
I would say that it's actually more for the goalies because you face so many shots.
Yeah.
I mean, you look... With the way field defense is set up, the goalies, they face quality shots like that, but the shots are a lot more spread out. Whereas this, you never get a chance to catch your breath if you're a goalie.
That's true. That was Landon Crisco with another one. And the Mountaineers trying to return right away. That was Jagger Miller that had the ball for a moment. Here's Crisco spinning. Oh, that's a nice save. Wasn't fancy, but it was definitely sharp. But then Nick Pilon lost track of where it had gone.
Yeah, Pilon was really well positioned there. I don't even think he saw the shot coming in, but he had a good sense of his net and where it would be coming from, and it made a big difference.
Wilkie trying to get a little fancy. Actually missed the net on that one. Here comes Biro.
That was solid D by Andrew Mulholland, though. He did not give him a lane to come in.
And that's the thing we talked about, how much of a difference it made. The defense that the Canada played on both the men's and women's teams at the Birmingham World Games when they won both gold medals. And they showed that there is a way to play it because, see, like right there, I don't know what you do about Dawson Brown running down like that. I mean, that's a tough one to stop.
Yeah, one-on-one, you're not going to shut down a player of that quality, but it's a matter of limiting the chances for him to get in that position.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't let him get the ball there and be going downhill. That's a great save. Again, Pilon's going to take off, and, nice save, not much of a pass. Aaron Montague down the field. He's number 7, wearing the black leggings for Mohawk. He's going to get the pass right now. It looked like he was getting set up, ready to roll. Chaos, get it back. Outlet pass. Kyle Starrett caught it in some traffic. He's watched by Dawson Brown. That's a hard shot. And one of the keys there I thought was it was Graydon Foulon, number 6. The defense he played there. Again, we talked about you can't stop people as much when they have the ball in a position. You have to stop them from getting it there. And he did such a good job positionally.
He and Brown both got back quick and were in the right spot so that pass couldn't come in cleanly.
Richardson Bonner makes the pass down. Nice step around and hard rip. That's beautiful.
I would take your head off in a hurry, Stamper.
Was that Foulon? 6?
I believe it
I think
was.
so. The righty just spinning and firing. Great job. That extra 2 steps. Oh, there's a great stick check. Oh, that one sneaks through. Pilon thought he had it. And just like that, we are tied back up at 12-12. Little collision. The goalie coming out to get physical.
Referees making it clear there was nothing there, though. That was just goalie getting himself in position.
Stare it from behind. You can hear the coach yelling, "You got 20, use it." Oh, nice pickoff. It's Graydon Foulon. Feeds it through the middle.
Foulon has been fantastic this quarter.
Yeah, he's really come on. I mean, Dawson Brown's been great from the beginning. Thomas Crossley, you've seen the Landon Crisco has been impressive all the way. And here's E.J. Kelleher.
We're going to have
driving.
Our penalty of
Wow. So penalties are either 30 seconds or a minute, 30 for minors, 1 minute for majors. That's Spencer Tangway. Put his hand up down at the goal line extended. He'll actually be on the mic with me for the gold medal game. And right now we have a great shot from E.J. Kelleher. Delayed penalty will be wiped out as Kelleher buries that one.
Kelleher, another Wilmot Wild product. Had a great career with that Junior C team. So because of the penalty, Chaos will start with the ball.
So is the penalty still applied?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, it's not wiped out. Okay.
You do not get them wiped out.
And is it? There's 2 penalties. There's 2 guys over in the penalty area.
You're right, Steve.
Yeah. So what a chance. There you go. Didn't think that would take long. Kyle Starrett just blasted home.
And unlike box lacrosse, the penalty doesn't end with a goal. But look at this, Steven.
Oh, Jack Barrow. That is really something. Great little move.
Crowd coming alive. And that's a 3-on-5 goal.
Unbelievable. And the penalties you can see not released. So another 5-on-3 goal for the Chaos. So they go up 15-13.
Look at another chance from the Mountaineers.
Oh, 3-on-5 again. And that was Dawson Brown this time.
The Chaos are going to have to find a solution for Brown. He is really starting to come into his game now. Good save.
Aaron Montague comes away with the ball. He'll take off.
2 men really. Oh.
And that's what, the 2 men releasing from the box were heading down the field. Great job by the Chaos to get on Montague immediately, so he could have just flung it ahead and let them run onto it.
Bodan must have been having a nightmare seeing those 2 guys coming down on him all alone.
The burnt orange or the umber racing down at him. Is that burnt orange or umber?
I think it's umber.
Okay. The Mountaineer umber. They're lovely uniforms. Nice drive to the net. Oh, running through a couple of stick checks. Eric Snyder. And those were pretty solid checks. But Snyder unstoppable on that one.
Snyder is so physically strong.
Little twister taken by Crossley. And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. And I haven't updated I did update the periods. There we go. I didn't updo it for the 3rd. So we are now in period 4. I missed that one, but there's a lot going on here, Diamond Jim.
Well, I'll tell you, that power play for the Chaos, that was Sixes in a 1-minute nutshell.
Yeah.
There was so much action. Great transition by both teams. Great shots. We had 4 goals scored on a 5-on-3 power play, and half of them were from the team that was down.
And I think it's Sixes, both the strength, the speed, the excitement, the fun, if you like scoring, and also the learning curve that people are going to go through. Milton, like we said, they've not played Sixes. I would imagine they're not going to be giving up 3-on-5 goals after they get a few games in. You figure out how to play it.
Well, and we saw it just from the first quarter to the second quarter. Suddenly, they started figuring out their defense a little bit better. Their shot selection was better. And, that was the first time they've been up on a power play in Sixes.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve, as you said. But it's just so exciting, again, just to talk about what CUFLA is doing and reaching out and trying to expand the game. Obviously, still in the very early
Mm,
stages, but it starts with games like this.
yeah,
And I hope every college in Ontario, there's somebody watching this game and thinking,
yeah,
you know what?
I can do that.
We need to do what Andy
Yeah,
Secor has done in at Mohawk, and we need to find those players because I hear there are junior A, B, and C players at every college around. Great women's field players at every college.
and a
Can't
handful of
we?
guys who will come out, and women who will come out and start playing lacrosse that haven't. That you get some great athletes can start there. The experience is so important for the colleges because it's 2 years for so many of the programs. I think one of the cool things for the Mountaineers is, I'm not sure if we mentioned it before, but they played their 7 games were against Western, Brock, McMaster, a couple of games each, I think, and then they had I forget who they had one other game. It was against somebody's U22 team, but yeah, there was a ton of people waiting to play them, willing to play, and I think the CUFLA teams loved it because they got to play everybody. They would dress like their full 35 or so and just cycle them through. Everyone getting a quarter to play quite a bit or whatever, but it was fun, and they won. Mohawk won a couple of games, lost the rest, but they're playing established university teams.
And they have a great opportunity to win this one, which
Yeah,
would be the biggest win in their program's history.
it
Playing
would.
it in the Sixes showcase on CUFLA Championship weekend.
That was a long pass. It becomes goalie to goalie. I don't know if the sun was an issue right now. It's kind of back behind us. Certainly, in the evening, the sun can be a little tricky on this field for the goalie to our right. That pass doesn't connect. Oh, what a pickup! It does connect. Thomas Crossley. That was beautiful recovery and staying out of the crease.
Crossley just with a great sense of how the ball was going to come off the turf, which can sometimes be really hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
But he anticipated it, picked it up, and did not waste his chance.
Here come the Mohawks, or the Mountaineers again.
Beautiful battle between the goalie and the offensive player.
Mountaineers come away with it. That's Barrow eventually getting possession. He hands it off. And we're going the other way. Here's Kelleher. Oh, nice fake. And scores. That is a beautiful little fake pass.
And that was yet another goal that came because of a dropped pass.
Mm-hmm.
And that has honestly been the difference here. We've seen at least half a dozen goals come from just a bit of a sloppy pass. And as soon as your opponent's on it, they're down the field and the ball's in the back of your net.
Stay with us for a chat with Andy Secor post-game, the coach of the Mountaineers. And yeah, he and Matt Ferreira, the AD at Mohawk, have done so much to make this happen. And it's taking off, and they're kind of doing it in a vacuum. There was no collegiate lacrosse in Ontario and Canada, as far as I know. And here we go. And off the post. Dawson Brown wants that one back. He just looks at it like, come on.
Well, you and I were talking about it with Commissioner Scott Fox before the game.
Yeah.
There are so many talented athletes in Ontario colleges and Canadian colleges. And, the potential for a program to develop is huge. And, can you imagine anything more fun than a college homecoming weekend having a Sixes game?
That'd be a blast. I would actually push it too and say, hey, how about the trade schools getting to be involved? Because it's, different paths for everyone. You don't have to be everyone going to university, everyone going to college, everyone going to trades. It's give everyone the opportunity.
How many great box players do you know who are electricians or plumbers or carpenters?
Yep. Oh, what a shot! That was Jackson Martin faking far side and just squeezing that between the leg and the post.
Well, that one was a bit close. I was surprised we didn't see a flag there. That stick check is a little aggressive, but it leads to a Mountaineers goal.
Yeah, Graydon Foulon again. Boy, I don't know that we have any Player of the Game awards for this one. I mean, this is a bonus element of the Baggataway Cup weekend. But holy cow, it would be tough to pick. Foulon would be in the discussion for me. There's a great shot in the slot from Evan Gray.
I think you could pick 4 players from either team, and you wouldn't be wrong with
Yep.
any of them.
Yeah. I mean, Dawson Brown's been great. Foulon's been terrific. Jack Biro for the Mountaineers on the other side. I mean, so many. You see Kyle Sterritt's done so much. Landon Crisco's had some great stretches.
Kelleher's been fantastic
Yep.
in this quarter.
There's another one for the Mountaineers.
Within 2 goals with under 4 minutes to go, we will switch to stop time if this score holds up in the final 2 minutes.
Taking their time here. Kyle Sterritt. And it's an interesting one because it is a 30-second clock. You can take your 30 seconds. It's just you get into the pattern of let's go, let's go, let's go.
We're going to see a penalty coming up. And boy, we are in for some fun if it's as exciting as the last power play. And, we've given a lot of credit to what Andy and his group at Mohawk have done, but let's talk about the Chaos. This is a team that didn't exist a few years ago. They started in Ontario Junior Men's Field.
Yep.
They just won a B Senior title a couple of weeks ago. They've really built an exciting program at the junior and senior level in field lacrosse for a non-traditional center.
Oh, just ripping that one. Kyle Sterritt is catching fire here late in the game. And as a Sixes team, they didn't exist until about 29 minutes ago. Oh, what a play. Crossley the other way. There is the transition that you will see. And
I could watch Crossley play all day.
Yeah, he is something. Something going on behind us. Oh, that's a wide open look.
Well, I told you that we'd have at least one team burst past that 20-goal barrier, and now we've seen that.
You said we may have a team get past.
No, I think I guarantee.
Okay, yeah. That's the wrestling guy in you coming in. I definitely guaranteed that we'd have 20. Did they put that one up? Was that the 20th or the 21st?
Well, that was a no goal because possession went right back to Chaos.
Okay.
So I don't know why the goal didn't count, but there's number 21
There we go. There we go. Evan Gray, what a beauty. Yeah.
The clock is stopped.
Yeah, is that? And was that a no goal as well? Oh, no, they did put that one up. Okay. Oh, we have a penalty coming. If Mohawk can take one more penalty, they might be in good shape to get some shorthanded goals. Got 2:12 left on the fourth quarter.
The Chaos, they can read the clock, and this is the first time we've seen a bit of a stall in this game.
And it's coming on the power play, which is a bit of a quirk. Here's Kyle Sterritt. I would not give him too much space as the clock ticks down. Then again, I wouldn't give too much space there to Joel Schneider either. Power play goal is 22-18. We have hit 40 total goals.
Copy pass there puts the ball into the Chaos stick, and that could be it for the Mountaineers.
This is, again, you see how quickly goals can be scored. So you think 4 goals down with a minute and a half to go. But as we talked about earlier, a lot of the players on some of the national teams and that from World Games were saying it's so hard to come back when you get behind.
Last year you said that, though, the Chaos went on
6 goals. That's true. So I may have just jinxed them. Maybe the Mohawk Mountaineers are going to get 4 in a row. They are looking to get 1 right here, but it is stripped and a nice pickup by Baudouin. Oh, but it pass ahead.
You cannot afford to make a mistake in this game.
Oh, what a save, Baudin. Another great play by Thomas Crossley. He's the one who caused that turnover and got the ball back.
I think Baudin's got to be the player of the game. There may not be an official award, but it can be the Diamond Stamp Award.
There you go. Oh, a dagger. Joel Schneider with that one.
We were talking a lot about Eric Snyder earlier in the game. But
we were.
The quarter has been all Joel Snyder.
Run around the top, a hard rip. They get 1 back. 25 seconds, and that actually brings it within 3. So we go to stop time again. Oh, no, it's 23-19. It's 4. It should keep going. Now it's within 3. I was just Foreseeing the
Remember
future.
when I guaranteed we'd see 40 goals?
I do.
It's
I also remember when you
guaranteed.
guaranteed that both teams would score 20.
That happened.
Yeah. 11 seconds, and the chaos will go into stall mode. 6.7 to go.
It'll be chaos ball.
Yeah. They could just toss it up in the air or hold on to it.
Well, the Mountaineers have nothing to be embarrassed about.
No.
They put on a show for these fans, and you can hear the appreciation behind us. Historic, first ever CUFLA Sixes showcase here on championship weekend. And boy, did we ever get a game.
We did. And Andy Secor is going to come over and have a chat with us, the Mountaineers coach. And maybe we should get Jeff Snyder to join us as well. Now, we have to go quickly because we do have to get set up for the next game. And I know the crew from Brock TV is already out getting things running behind us. We've left some space back there so they can get that all ready to go.
Yeah, the director, she cracks a mean whip. So we
she
don't
does.
want to her.
She does. That's, is that Pearl Avery? Low? What's her moniker? She's not Diamond Avery.
Sapphire.
Sapphire. Oh, I like that. Sapphire Avery. That flows nicely. Of course, your daughter, Avery, the director of that. Yeah, she's doing a great job.
Thank you. It's been a tremendous. I've been watching the games online, and I really want to give great credit to Commissioner Scott Fox, the Brock TV people, yourself, Stamper. This whole weekend has really elevated university lacrosse, and what an amazing showcase for the sport and for this league.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in just... Oh, it's 2 hours from now. Right. So we have 2 hours. Okay, there's time. But 1 o'clock on Brock TV and Lacrosse TV, the gold medal game at the Baggataway Cup. That will be Queens and Western. I'm not sure either was the favorite. I know neither was the favorite to get to the final.
Undefeated teams
Yes.
to get here. Like, what a run for both of those teams.
And it was funny. I wanted to get back to Avery for a moment because the director had been chatting with her and the rest of the crew, and she came over. She said, do you know someone named Jim Lowe? And I said, I'm a lacrosse person. Does anyone in lacrosse, especially in Ontario, not know Diamond Jim Lowe? And he said, oh, well, that's my dad. I was like, get out of town. And instead, she brought you to town so that you could jump in. And it was kind of funny because she said, my dad was wondering if you have a color commentator for the Sixes game. I was like, oh, I think I do now. It was great to have you on board, and I'm feeling like Andy may have forgotten to come over, so we're good. They're having their chat. We'll let them go, and we'll just wrap things up. And I just want final thoughts here, Diamond Jim.
Well, as I said right at the start, I fully believe this is the future of lacrosse. Such an entertaining game, such a TV-friendly game. It really was great to see CUFLA take this step forward, showcase this for the fans, and I hope to be back next year where we have both men's and women's in the showcase.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And I hadn't even thought of next year's showcase. There's still enough to get through for now this year.
But still have a big game to do.
We still have a big game to do. I'll be joined, as mentioned, by Spencer Tangway on that one as he was reffing in this game. So he got warmed up to come in and call the game with me. That'll be at 1 p.m. on Brock TV and Lacrosse TV. Thanks so much, lacrosse friends, for being with us. He's Diamond Jim Lowe. I am Steven Stamp. Thanks, Allison Harding, on the camera. And we are ready to wrap it up. We'll see you in about 2 hours for the Baggataway Cup Championship. You stop recording?